What shall I do?
What will you do? Is this a question? Show that you know the poem and remind them what a poem it is. Well, you know what you must do. Go, confront the problem, fight, win, and call me when you get back, darling. I enjoy our visits.
Welcome to the Poetry Dojo,
where we learn to know our poems
and learn to wield them to fight and win.
Today we are considering how to speak with adequate clarity when you are presenting your poem.
We previously spoke concerning volume, that if the audience cannot hear your poem, then it does not matter how well written it is, how moving it is, how much it might capture their imagination. If they can't hear it, it will accomplish nothing. Well, clarity is the other side of volume, because they have to understand what you're saying when they hear it. If you simply bellow out a mush of syllables that could be anything, nothing will be achieved. When the kindergartners are presenting their poems, the judges are leaning forward in their seats and they are concentrating with all their effort to just try to discern what words are being said. And if they can just catch those words and understand them, the child probably wins first place. Mm-hmm. Well, we hope that as they move into first grade, second grade, third grade, and on, that their ability to project with volume and to speak with clarity improves so that the poem can be understood and therefore its meaning and import conveyed.
So there's two aspects of clarity. You've got the consonants, which all need to be pronounced, which is difficult for us Californians. We tend to let the D's and T's drop off the end of our words.
We tend to clip the end of our words in general.
Mm-hmm. We need to keep our volume up all the way to the end of the words. And remember that the capital of our state is Sacramento, not Sacramento. And besides the consonants, we have the vowels. So you can think about the shape of your vowels, how to distinguish them one from another. And the way to practice is, of course, to overdo it. Be hyper-intentional. Overpronounce everything.
Do not let your sharp consonants, your T's and your D's disappear. Each word has an impact. If you don't want your poem packed in cotton, then you need to unpack it by speaking the words clearly. It is not going to sound like a regular conversation, because when we are speaking in a regular conversation, we expect that our listeners are laboring to run ahead of us and know where we're going. That's why our friends often end our sentences for us. And we don't mind unless we're in a bad mood. However, when we're delivering a poem, no one in the audience really is supposed to be jumping ahead of you and finishing your sentence. You have to carry it all. You have to be the bridge from one side to the other. And every sound, every consonant, and every vowel matters. Therefore, practice it, even though it sounds odd to you. Because once it no longer sounds odd to you, you're going to be able to deliver it properly and pay attention to the poem you're doing while doing it.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about your D's and your T's and your S's and your P's, because if you are, that's what your audience is going to be thinking about. And we'd rather they be thinking about the poem and how wonderful it was. And remember that you're going to lose a lot just by being in a large room full of people. So to overdo it is necessary for it to come out the other side sounding anything close to normal.
Any audience of any size is going to be like stepping into a sound room of the worst type, because not only are they going to be absorbing the sound that you are projecting, they're also adding to it their own breathing, their sounds, their shifting. You have to overcome that. You have to provide such a clarity of audio picture that despite the mist and cloud that may drift in because of the audience, it nevertheless can be discerned clearly by the human ear, even in the back of the room.
So again, overdo it. You haven't overdone it enough until you've totally skewed your perception of what normal language sounds like.
It is an old story that Winston Churchill, who had a speaking
Impediment?
impediment. Thank you. Yes, that is the word I was looking for. It reminds me of a poem called Forgetfulness. Who had a speaking impediment, actually practiced by one walking down by the seashore where he had no fear of speaking loudly, and he put rocks in his mouth in order to force himself, pebbles, in order to force himself to enunciate around the difficulty.
Wasn't there a Greek philosopher who did that too?
Very well may be.
And My Fair Lady also.
It seems to be a popular thing
It's a
to
theme.
do. It's a
I don't
theme.
know. I haven't tried it.
I personally am not
recommend
recommending putting little rocks in your mouth or marbles or anything like that, just from the standpoint that somebody comes along, smacks you, and you swallow them accidentally. But the idea is they were practicing enunciation over the top so that under the pressure of the moment when they were speaking and needing to be focusing not on their enunciation, but on the meaning they were conveying, by nature, they delivered the clarity, the enunciation. And Churchill is very well known for his speeches.
Well, thank you for tuning in. This has been a DieCast Media Group production. Please recommend us to friends, family, relations, but not your competitors. Feel free to email us with questions at poetrydojo@diecastmediagroup.com. And tune in next time for another exciting episode and perhaps a poem.